East Harding Construction. East Harding has provided client-focused construction services for commercial construction projects in Arkansas since 1974. Want your next project delivered safely, on budget, and on schedule by an Arkansas-based company you can trust? Visit www.eastharding.com or call Van Tilbury, President and CEO, at 501-661-1646. East Harding, client-focused construction.
Well, Arkansas has seen a lot of bank activity in the past few weeks, mergers and acquisitions across the state's financial landscape. It was a more complex transaction for Metropolitan National Bank. Joining me to talk business is Lunsford Bridges, CEO of Metropolitan National Bank. Thank you for being here.
Roby, my pleasure.
I have to tell everybody too, you know, it has been almost 15 years since we started our Talk Business show, and you were the very first guest on the very first show. Do you remember that?
How well I remember. And it's hard to believe it's been 15 years. A lot of water over the dam.
I know.
Incredible.
Let's talk about this transaction that went down about a little over a week ago. I think we've got a graphic to pull up here that'll help us kind of walk through that a little bit. Ford Financial Fund 2 is going to create an acquisition LLC named Little Rock Acquisition for purposes of this transaction. Your holding company, Rogers Bankshare, is bought for $16 million out of a Chapter 11 reorganization bankruptcy. The bank will be recapitalized for an unknown amount at this time to boost the capital levels, and in theory that will dissolve the regulatory oversight that you guys have been under for about the last 5 years. Did I get most of that accurate?
Most of it, except that it'll be the bank bought from the holding company in this transaction when it occurs.
Tell me why this is a good transaction. Why is this in the best interest of Metropolitan and its customers?
We have, as you stated, we've been under regulatory issues for about 5 years now. And our capital ratios have not been where we want them or where the regulators want them. This transaction, when it occurs, will get us above our capital needs and get us out from under that regulatory constraint, which frankly has not been real tough lately because we have been so close to being fully compliant with our consent order. We're only out of compliance with one issue now, and that being capital. So this will resolve that issue and move us way on down the road.
For history purposes and folks who may not know, a lot of the reasons why this happened almost 5 years ago was in the financial crisis, the real estate bust. You guys had aggressively moved up into Northwest Arkansas. That did not help matters too much with what was on the books. You've been working through some of that REO and through some litigation and things like that.
Very definitely have, but we've got a lot of that behind us, ready to make progress now.
Do you regret the aggressiveness with which you guys went into Northwest Arkansas when you look back in your rearview mirror now?
Oh, Roby, would we change the way we did it? Yeah, sure we would. But that's that old hindsight. We were eager to get there. We were aggressive in retrospect. But so many things happened over which we had no control. And the economy in Northwest Arkansas hit the wall in late '07. You add to that the national economy, and it hit the wall in '08. It made it very difficult. We were frankly a little more forthright with our problems. We started working to get them behind us very quickly, and we were very aggressive with the way we handled our issues. But we had a bunch of them, and that was our real problem.
Tell me a little bit about Gerald Ford, lead investor of Ford Financial Fund, and I know he's a billionaire banker out of Texas, Dallas, Texas, and I've read a little bit of bio about him just in some of the websites and magazines that are out there, but you've been dealing with him. Tell me about him.
Jerry is a very interesting person, a very gracious, laid-back businessman, been in banking, very heavily involved with it since the early 70s. Very successfully has invested and been involved with over 40 banks. So he and his team know what they're doing. And they're good people, they're great bankers, and we really look forward to working with them.
You guys mentioned in the press release announcing the deal that there would be no change in management, no loss of employees, no change in the name of Metropolitan National Bank. How do you maintain going forward when you do have a lot of branches that are open, particularly up in Northwest Arkansas where you've been hit hard? Is there a possibility that some of those branches will close?
Oh, Roby, we look at it all the time, very frequently. There's a chance we might consolidate a few of them, but nothing significant. Our objective is going to be to more grow into the infrastructure that we have. So, yes, there will be the possibility of a branch or two, but not anything significant. We're looking more at filling it back out.
Tell me what life has been like at the bank after the passing of Doyle Rogers. He was obviously just so instrumental in the foundation and the growth of Metropolitan National Bank. I know you guys were very close friends. It's been since February since he passed away, and just tell me what his legacy in terms of what it's meant to the bank and how you guys have moved on with his absence.
With some difficulty. There's a great void, like so many other great people. They're filling their shoes, you don't try to. His office is right next to mine. I go by it 15 times a day. I don't go by it and not think about him and what he would be suggesting that I do or not do.
What would he be suggesting right now?
To keep calm, keep focused, and move ahead.
Obviously, another part too of this bank transaction is you guys borrowed some money from the Troubled Asset Relief Program. What happens with that through this bankruptcy, the $25 million? Is it dissolve, go away?
Roby, that's more of a holding company issue, and it's very important that everyone understands that the bank and the holding company are two separate entities. Mm-hmm. And the bank is in no way involved with that bankruptcy. This is a holding company issue. And while it's in bankruptcy, that's going to be up to the bankruptcy judge and to take care of the issues with the holding company.
The bank doesn't change its name. The bank still stays safe, secure, nearby, and neighborly, right?
Absolutely. We're not going to lose that nearby and neighborly.
All right. Lunsford Bridges, CEO of Metropolitan National Bank, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.